I mean, it just looks divine. Oh, those delicious flavors all came together. Chicken and rice soup is one of the most made soups by millions, but unfortunately it's also one of the most forgotten. And here's why. You may recognize these two things that are most forgotten about chicken and rice soup. Number one, it's usually just bland, watery. There's some vegetables floating around and some broth and, and it's just not good, okay? Or two, you put it in the fridge after you've made a couple of bowls. You put it in the fridge the next day. It turns out to become more like porridge than soup because the rice has just soaked up everything. And so you've lost all of your flavor to the rice. We're going to change all that today. I'm going to teach you some techniques about building layers of flavor and my secret technique on how to avoid that rice taking over your whole pot. And we're going to start right there from the beginning. I'm going to use today a rice cooker. I love them. It's set it and forget it. I will leave a link to one in the description box that you can pick up. They're not very expensive. I've had this one forever. It's a no-brainer. The basic ratio for rice is 2 to 1. We want 2 parts liquid to 1 part rice. And I do something just a little bit different. I start with 2 to 1. So we'll do 2 cups of just regular water, but actually I'm going to do just a little under 2 cups. So maybe 2 3/4. 1 3/4, okay? And I do that on purpose because otherwise it gets a little too sticky for me. And then we're going to put in 1 cup of just regular old Uncle Ben's white rice. Okay, like so. And then to really give this some flavor, we're going to add a little bit of this Better Than Bouillon chicken base. This is so delicious. If you have not ever used this before, again, I'll leave a link in the description box. You can pick some up. It is fantastic. It really does give anything that you use this with amazing depths of flavor. And we're going to use about a teaspoon in here. That's it. Just mix that all around like that. And so what you can see we're doing is that we're infusing the rice already with some good chicken flavor, which is going to add to our base and give it that depth of flavor we're looking for. And then I want to add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter in here like so. And then we close this up, hit the on button. In about 15, 17 minutes, we've got beautiful rice. Set it and forget it. It's what I love about this. Okay, now let's get to the chicken. What I've got here is chicken thighs that I've cut up. This is about 2 pounds. I've cut into about 1-inch cubes. If you see some fat on your chicken thighs when cutting them up, do not worry about that. Fat is flavor, my friends. Fat is flavor. So we've got our cast iron Dutch oven. We're going to hit it with some extra virgin olive oil, as we always do. And then we always want to season our chicken like so with some kosher salt and cracked black pepper. Now we're going to be doing these in 2 different batches because the key here is we want to develop a nice golden crust. We want this chicken flavor to get on the bottom of this cast iron pan. That's the first layer of flavor. And again, cooking is all about building depths of flavor. If we crowd this pan, then we're not going to be able to achieve that because we're going to take away from the heat. Now, as I've always said, we're going to look for the waves in the oil. As you can see the waves? Okay, so we know we're getting hot. So let's go ahead and put our first pound or so in of chicken. And again, we're on high heat now, but I'm going to turn it down to about a medium. And we're just going to let this go because we want to get a nice color on here. Again, if I were to crowd this, we're not going to be able to really develop that layer of flavor we're looking for that's so, so important. So we just want to be patient, let cooking cook, and that's the whole deal. So we're going to brown these, okay? I'm going to take these out once they're nice and coated and brown. I'll show you that. I'll put them in a side bowl. We'll put the second batch in. We'll do the same thing, and then we'll continue on with the recipe. We've got our rice going. We've got our chicken browning. This is going to be so full of flavor, but it's a very easy recipe. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we've got our first batch here. You can see, look how nice and dark and crusty that is. Perfect. And it's also draining some of its juices. Let's not lose that. That's, again, starting to build layers of flavor, so keep that in there. We've got our second batch in here. You can see it's getting nice and dark. Look at the nice seasoning showing up, that black pepper. Do not be afraid. Let this get some color, okay? Let cooking cook. That's all flavor. Look at that. That's all flavor. This is how you build a delicious chicken and rice soup, by not skipping these small little steps. And one of the biggest steps that people mostly skip is time. And that's why I always say let cooking cook. And by the way, you can learn all these tips and techniques and everything from foodborne illness, how to prevent that, to what spices to use and what kitchen equipment to buy in my digital handbook. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you'd like to pick one up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this second batch out, like so. Nice slotted spoon. We want to keep our flavored oil in there and all that flavor. And again, look at that, all that flavor. And then we want to immediately start using our vegetables. So we're going to add our onion. And this is going to be 1 cup of onion, 1 cup of celery, and 1 cup of carrot. Okay? And we'll get that going and let that get incorporated with all of that beautiful chicken fat. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit to a medium. And I want to hit this with some kosher salt and black pepper, because I want to release the water from the vegetables, and salt does that, okay? It'll help release the water as it's picking up all this delicious chicken fat that was on the bottom. And it smells unbelievable. Now at this time, we're going to add just a little bit of chicken stock, not a lot. Now this is just to get this moving just a little bit. Now I'm talking about probably only about 2 to 3 tablespoons. All I want to do is I want to help to glaze the bottom of this pan. We'll come back to the chicken stock in a minute, but you see how that's picking up? Look at that, how dark that's getting. Look at that. See, that's the glazing the pan. That's all we wanted to do there, to get all of that up again, creating another layer of flavor. And this will reduce itself down to almost nothing, but we wanted to do that. Now, we're going to then add some garlic paste. You guys know I love using garlic paste. If you want to use fresh garlic, that is fine. I have found that if you get really good organic garlic paste, by the time you use fresh garlic, and once you've done a stew or a soup like this, you're not going to be able to taste the difference. And this is an excellent product. We're going to use about the equivalent of 2 cloves of garlic, which is about 2 teaspoons of paste. Okay? We're going to add a little bit of tomato paste, about 2 teaspoons as well. And that creates some delicious umami flavor. As I've talked to you guys about this before, cooking the tomato paste adds a nice rustic, smoky, beautiful flavor to any dish. So we're going to put that in there like so, just like that. And now we're going to add some dry seasonings. I'm going to add some poultry seasoning, and this is going to be a teaspoon of each. I'm going to add some thyme. And then I have some fresh rosemary. I want to put in here as well. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of fresh rosemary. And then last but not least, some Dijon mustard. You're not going to taste the mustard. Again, this is a chef trick that it really starts to hit the back of your palate and you're not really going to understand what is so delicious. It's the mustard. This is an amazing product when it's incorporated with other things. Not too much, only a teaspoon. And I like to use Grey Poupon. So just like that. And there we go. And you can just already look at this and see that we are building something unbelievable. Look at that. Wow, oh wow. And again, while this is all going on, don't forget, we've got our set it and forget it rice cooker cooking our rice. As you can see, steam starting to come out over here. It's doing its thing. So everything's happening all at the same time. So everything's going to come together perfectly. It's what we want. So while that's still finishing up, we're going to go ahead and add our chicken back in with our liquid, because that's where all our flavor is. And we incorporate all that. And if you could smell this right now, you would be salivating. Look at the color that has been created now. That darkness, beautiful kind of bronze color. Just looks amazing, doesn't it? All right. Now, we're going to put in basically 3 to 4 cups of chicken stock. But again, cooking is, can kind of go left or right, all right? So you got to kind of just have to eyeball it. But I always say you want to put enough liquid in here to cover the top of whatever you have in your pot. So it's probably going to be 3 to 4 cups, just like that. Okay. Let's get this this. Beautiful. One of the things that I think I failed to mention to you on why I do not put my raw rice in the soup, which you see in a lot of recipes, put the raw rice in and let it do its thing. That's, okay, we all know rice is a sponge, right? The starch just it just grabs anything around it and just soaks it up, right? So what I like to do is cook it separately and then add it at the end. That way all the starch is pretty much already popped. Okay, so it's not going to continue to absorb your liquid, which is so important. So like the next day, of course, it's going to coagulate a little bit when you take it out of the fridge the next day, but just put it into a pot and put it on a low simmer and let all of the heat slowly bring the soup back to its regular. And if you want to add a little bit of water, if you need a little bit of water, you might, that's fine, but you're not going to ruin that base of flavor. If you do it where you have the rice in, you put it in the fridge, the next day you take it out and it looks like porridge. Now you're adding more chicken stock, you're adding more of this. Now you've disrupted the whole flavor profile. We don't want that, okay? So what we're gonna do is I want you to look at this. I mean, it just looks fantastic already. This is delicious right here. So we're gonna let this go for about 10 to 12 minutes on a medium low. We want all of these flavors to come together as a family. When we come back, we will taste it to see where we are on the flavor profile, to see if we have to add anything else. We'll let our rice finish up. We'll add our rice. We'll dish it up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, come on in here. It's been about 12 to 15 minutes. You can see this is on a low simmer, and it just looks amazing. Wow. Before we do anything else, I'm going to show you our rice. It's completely done. Okay, it's just setting, resting. It's perfect. We're going to take a taste of our broth. See where we are. So important. Oh my goodness. Wow. That needs nothing, but I'm going to put in little pro tip. Not even, probably a teaspoon of this Better Than Bouillon chicken base, just to give it some really heavy depth. And I'm just gonna roll this around like this until it comes off the spoon. Just like that. Perfect. And now a little black pepper. Just a dash. Just like so. Put this aside. Then we'll take our rice and we add this. And again, this is already cooked, so it's not going to balloon up on us. Basic rule of thumb, 1 cup of raw equals about 2 cups of cooked. Okay, it's going to double in size, more or less every time automatically. And you can just see that we've got something delicious going on here. And last but not least, we're going to add some fresh parsley. So, look at that. Is that not glorious chicken and rice soup? I don't know what is. All right. Now, you guys know me. You know what I'm about to say. Before we bowl this up, we're going to let it sit. I've got it on an extremely low simmer. Honestly, the heat could even be off right now. I could put a top on it and leave the heat off. That's fine. But I've got it on a low simmer. I'm going to keep no lid. And we just want all this to come together. We've got a lot of flavor in here. We want it all to come together like a family. So we just want to let this sit before we bowl it up. This is a part of the whole process of letting cooking cook, layers of flavor, letting them all come together to become one. So when you take a bite, you'll start to be able to taste everything that went into this creation, which is what it's all about. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, come on in here. This has been resting now for about 10 minutes. Look at this. I mean, it just looks divine. Oh, those delicious flavors all came together. So let's bowl it up. Wow. A little housekeeping. And there you have it, my friends. Beautiful, delicious, unforgettable chicken and rice soup. Packed with bold flavors because we built it layer by layer by layer. That's what it's all about here in Chef Brian's kitchen. Oh man, this is lunch, dinner, leftovers. Oh, so delicious. Look at the color of that broth. That's what you're looking for. That beautiful golden, we eat with our eyes, correct? Oh my goodness. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Chef Brian's Kitchen. I am Chef Brian. Chicken and rice soup that you'll never, ever, ever forget. I want to hear how your recipe turns out. Leave me a comment in the comments. I'll get back to you. You know I will. I'll see you right here next time. And until then, remember as always, eat well and stay healthy.